Well, hello. Happy Monday. So, as I'm recording this, it is neon day at school. So, I'm going to keep my neon colors on for you guys. So, this week we are going to continue reading informational text. The text this week is all about the Wild West. Okay, so I want you to be thinking about what you know about the Wild West. It's an informational text, and it's going, informational text have certain central and main ideas supported by details. You know, they give you facts. Sometimes they have quotations. And the ideas are organized under headings, or they can give you the cause and effect or problem and solution. So we're going to talk about how the text is organized. And we're going to talk about taking all of this information and putting it together, synthesizing it with what we already know and what we're learning, and come up with a new understanding about the Wild West. So, let's begin on our story. Explore the Wild West by Anita Yasada, illustrated by Emmanuel Sarazar. Howard Shaw. On every side and at every hour of the day, we came up against the relentless limitations of pioneer life. Look at that wagon and that lightning and the desolate area that they live in, or that they're living through. I want you to think about what character traits were needed in people who settled in the West. We're going to watch this video to try to learn some more about the character traits they had to have in order to survive in the Wild West.
Howdy, Ida. Howdy, Oscar. Sorty nice to get to ride together today. How'd you sleep last night?
Oh, you know, the howling of the coyotes always keeps me up a bit.
Better than a pack of howling wolves.
I know. Last night, I couldn't stop thinking about all the dangers we faced on our epic journey out west.
Me too. My sister and I stayed up half the night talking about it, till Ma said she'd have us collecting buffalo chips all day if we didn't cut it out.
Hey, what's a buffalo chip? Here's a hint. A buffalo chip is not something you'd want to eat.
Cut it out.
Yuck. I reckon the stuff makes a great fire, though.
Yup. Well, remember how terrifying it was when the cattle stampeded?
I can still hear their thunder hooves, almost as loud as a lightning storm.
And just a week later, 2 folks were hit by a wagon when a horse got spooked by a rattlesnake.
The mountains were the worst. We nearly froze ourselves to death in the snow.
Then Joe lost with the wagon crossing that creek. He lost all the clothes and tools he brought from home.
You just never know what'll happen next.
Like when those Shoshone hunters appeared out of nowhere yesterday. I was shaking when I saw them. I wasn't sure how they feel about us pioneers traveling over their native lands.
I know, but we could learn a lot from your knowledge of this Midland territory. Hey, is it true that your pa was able to trade with them?
Sure is. We traded some salt for fresh caught rowdy buffalo meat. Finally, something besides the same old crackers and beans for supper.
Wow-wee! Rabbit and buffalo? Delicious!
What would you have liked or disliked about being a pioneer?
All right, so think about all of those things that they faced. Hold on. Think about all of the things the pioneers faced. Lightning, stampedes of cows, having to build fire using the buffalo chips, which is actually buffalo poop. They had to use that to build fires. They had rattlesnakes and wolves, all of these things to face. Here are some words that are going to be important for this week. Native, a person or animal or plant that is described as a native to a place was born in that place. For example, sunflowers are native to the northern regions in the United States. Epic, an epic event is large and impressive and sometimes heroic. Thousands of workers faced great danger during the epic construction of the Egyptian pyramids. Midland, the middle of a country, is sometimes called the Midland. Many pioneers begin their journey west at Independence, Missouri, in America's Midland. Victory, when you achieve a victory, you overcome a challenge or win against a competitor. Reaching the end of a long and difficult tournament was a victory for the winning soccer team. So the story we're reading this week is called Explore the Wild West. Okay. These are the critical vocabulary that you will need for this week. The first word is knowledge.
Knowledge. If you have knowledge, you have information or understanding about something. Our teacher gave us the knowledge we need to succeed in class.
The second word is hardships.
Hardships. Hardships are difficulties or suffering caused by not having enough of something. Some people face hardships, like not having enough water.
The next word that will be important this week are slogans.
Slogans. Slogans are short phrases that are catchy and easy to remember. We saw several billboards with eye-catching slogans advertising products.
The next word is typical.
Typical. If something is typical, it is usual or normal. My mom dropped me off at school at the typical time.
The normal time, typical. Post.
Posts. Posts were forts or stopping places along the trail where people could buy supplies.
Players found posts along the major trails where they could buy supplies. Patriotic. People who act in a patriotic way toward a country show that they love that country. When people say the Pledge of Allegiance, it shows that they are being patriotic. Handy. Something that is handy is very useful. A lasso is a very handy item for a rancher. And consisted. If something consisted of certain items, it was made up of those items. The salad consisted of lettuce, carrots, broccoli, celery, tomatoes, and olives. So, as we read Explore the Wild West this week, I want you to be thinking about synthesizing. When you synthesize, your thinking changes and you form new ideas. So at first you're thinking something, then you read and learn something new, and you put it all together, and at the end you have a new understanding. Before we read, I want you to think about these three things. And I want you to think about anything you already know about who Thomas Jefferson is. Anything you already know about James Beckworth, and you may or may not know anything. And anything you know about Independence Rock. And as you read, I want you to pay attention to what you know about those things and if you learn anything new. So, explore the Wild West. We're going to read this story. You're going to listen to the whole story like we do every week. Make sure you actually listen to the whole story. We'll read the whole story. Then, after you've read, you're going to go back and add in any information that you learn about how Thomas Jefferson impacted the move west, how James Beckworth impacted the move west, and how or what the significance is or the importance of Independence Rock. So I'm going to preview this text with you, and then I want you to go back and read it on your own. It says, where was the Wild West? The Wild West was more than just a place. It was more than the western lands beyond the Mississippi River. It was a time of pioneers, cowboys, and Native Americans. It was a time of cowgirls and pioneer women, stagecoaches, saloons, outlaws and lawmen, buffalo hunting, and bank robbers. What we think of as the time of the Wild West started in the early 1800s. By the mid-1800s, when gold was discovered in California, everyone was talking about the Wild West. This period of time lasted until the frontier was closed in 1890. So, look at the map. The Oregon Trail is in red. The California Trail is in purple. The Santa Fe Trail is in orange. And all of this green right here is the Great Plains. And this is the Missouri River. Here's Independence, Missouri. Here's the Mississippi River. I want you to finish reading this page. I'm just going to preview with you, and you need to make sure you read all of it. This section's all about how America grew. Notice the author gives us then and now. Then the American government paid France $15 million for the Louisiana Territory. It's a lot, especially back then. Today, this land deal could cost billions of dollars. So the author is using compare and contrast to tell us how much this land would cost then and how much it would cost now. Here we go. Presenting James Beckworth. So when you read this, you should learn about his impact on moving west. The Frontier Wagon. Get packing. Again, then and now. These are cool little tidbits that the author included to help us compare and contrast the past to present day. The Wagon Train. Here's Independence Rock. That's going to be important for today. What's the significance after you read? Trail Dangers. The Daily Schedule. The Mexican-American War. Trail Food. Pony Express. And that's the end. So I want you to make sure you read through that carefully today. Remember, you can push play and listen to the audio. When you're done, I want you to come back and answer how Thomas Jefferson left an impact, how James Beckworth left an impact, and what the significance was of Independence Rock. Hello, my face again. So if you made it to the end of the video, that means you are doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're actually watching the whole videos. I take the time to make these videos so that you are learning and understanding, hopefully, what you need to for 5th grade reading. If you are watching the whole videos, good for you. You are trying to be successful, and you are doing what it takes to be a great virtual learner and to get something out of your 5th grade reading year this year. So, because I'm proud of you, because I'm thankful that you are giving it your all, because I'm grateful that you are watching the whole videos and actually understanding the concepts, I have an idea. If you watch this whole video, which means you got to the very end, which is this part, then I want you to send me an email. Okay? I want you to send me an email that says the code word Sour Patch Kids. Code words Sour Patch Kids. If you watch this whole video and you send me the code Sour Patch Kids, send me an email that says Sour Patch Kids, you'll get 5, you know what? No. You'll get 10 extra points on your weekly test grade this week. 10 extra points, because that means that you are paying attention, you're watching the whole video so that you can be successful, and I'm proud of you. So if you want 10 free points on your weekly test this week, you need to send me an email that says Sour Patch Kids. Get it? Got it? Okay, good. I'm proud of you. Have a great day.